To save Sarah Thompson, I was pushed down the stairs and broke my legs. Sarah had the perpetrator sent to prison. Unable to accept my disability, I didn't want Sarah to see me in such a pathetic state. However, I overheard a conversation between Sarah and Jessica Miller. Ms. Thompson, there's still time for surgery. If we wait a few more days, Mr. Ethan's legs will be permanently disabled. You just don't want him at the wedding ceremony. Why do you have to cripple him? Crippled or not, Sarah Thompson, can take care of him. If he recovers, he's sure to cause a scene at the wedding ceremony. I promised Alex Johnson I'd give him a perfect wedding. Only if Ethan is completely disabled will he not bother Johnson. My hands clenched into fists, my eyelids trembling silently. This was the woman I had loved for 7 years. Just do as I say. Keep on a pain pump. Make absolutely sure he'll never walk again. Don't let him find out. When he wakes up, I'll take him back to Green Valley Estate. Without his legs, he'll never know about me and Johnson. Jessica Miller looked at the man in the hospital bed, a flicker of pity in her eyes. Ms. Thompson, shouldn't you reconsider? We could sedate Mr. Ethan first. He's a tennis player from the elite tennis club. Taking away his legs and his ability to have children, that's taking away his life. Sarah gently swabbed my mouth with a damp cotton ball, then tirelessly moistened my chapped lips. She held my hand tightly, her voice full of tenderness. But Johnson can't wait much longer. This is his last wish. I can't let him leave with regrets. He's only losing his legs and the ability to have children, but Alex is losing me and his life. Even if he's disabled, at least he'll have me by his side. With me, Ethan will recover. I'll spend my life with him at the manor. As for children, after Johnson is gone, I'll bring him back for surgery. It won't be too long. Jessica Miller sighed. Mr. Ethan is such a proud man. Since you're planning to marry him, why do you insist on? I have my reasons. Sarah's voice turned cold. Change all his medical records. Make it clean. Don't leave any loose ends. Use the best pain medication. Don't let him suffer too much. I thought I would be her only destination. My eyes stung. Sarah Thompson patiently bathed me. Perhaps she truly did love me, even taking on such a menial task herself. The lukewarm water felt soothing against my skin, yet a chill seeped into my bones. I chased after her for 7 years, dreamed of our wedding ceremony for 7 years, yet Alex Johnson effortlessly obtained the very thing I craved. I suddenly felt like a complete joke. I opened my mouth, wanting to say something, but a sharp pain shot through my arm. Everything went black, the world around me receding. In the last second before I lost consciousness, Sarah placed a gentle kiss on my forehead. Ethan, it'll be over soon. Very soon. I awoke back in my hospital room, my body numb to any pain. I knew the painkillers were working. Sarah rushed to my side and hugged me tightly. Ethan, you're awake. Are you feeling any discomfort? Her voice was soft, just like the countless times she'd comforted me in the past when I was unhappy or upset. Perhaps she still loves me, but not enough. Not enough to prevent her from being so cruel. My eyes ached. Ethan, are you uncomfortable somewhere? Jessica Miller. Jessica Miller. I shook my head slightly, noticing the dark circles under her eyes. You look exhausted. Why don't you rest for a while? The bed in the private room at Metropolitan General Hospital was large enough for 2, so I shifted over. She chuckled. I can't help it with you. She truly was tired, falling asleep almost immediately. A notification chimed from the phone on the nightstand. It was an app one never used. Hesitantly, I picked up her phone and unlocked it. The wallpaper was a photo I'd taken of her during a trip, her head turned towards me, her eyes full of love. Back then, her eyes were full of love. I tapped the notification, and an enlarged photo filled the screen. Alex Johnson, beaming, held a large bouquet of lilies, while Sarah gazed at him tenderly. The caption read, "Nothing compares to you." In the background, I recognized their mutual friends. The next message thread was a conversation with a wedding planner. After my 9th proposal, she'd finally accepted, even insisting on designing every detail of the ceremony herself. But the lengthy chat logs revealed that while my name appeared in the initial messages, every subsequent message mentioned Alex Johnson. It dawned on me. From the very beginning, I was never really in the game. I laughed bitterly, placing the phone back where it belonged. I contacted the manager of Elite Tennis Club, who had previously tried to recruit me. Is your offer still on the table? The reply came swiftly. Everything I promised, Mr. Thompson, still stands should you decide to join our club. I'm glad you made the right choice, Mr. Thompson. You're very talented and shouldn't waste it on Ms. Thompson. Upon learning about my leg, the manager was furious. You've made the right decision. Don't worry. I'll contact the best doctors to ensure your legs are taken care of. I sent him my information and filled out the application. My pain medication was running low. I pressed the call button, and a nurse soon arrived to change my dressing. Sarah, roused by the nurse, glanced at her phone, her expression stiffening. Ethan, I'll go get your test results. I watched her leave, a faint smile on my face. She returned, clutching the report, her eyes red-rimmed. Ethan, don't worry. I'll be here for you. No matter what happens, I won't abandon you. You'll always be my husband. You'll get better, I promise. She was the one responsible for my condition, yet she seemed more distraught than I was. She pulled a card from her pocket and pressed it into my hand. This is my supplementary card. From now on, whatever you want, I'll provide it. I looked at the report, the card, and, after a long silence, nodded. Her acting was impeccable, so good I couldn't be bothered to confront her. Sarah Thompson, seeing my state, teared up again, hugging my neck. Warm liquid seeped into my collar. You'll be okay, she whispered. No matter what anyone says, I'll be on your side. No one can separate us. I tugged at the corner of my mouth, a sneer escaping me. The room fell deathly silent. After a long while, Sarah hesitantly looked at me. Since you're not well yet, why don't we postpone the wedding? We can have it when you're better, okay? She leaned close, so close I could see the moisture clinging to her lashes. I knew what she was doing. She was terrified I'd cause a scene, yet she wanted me to be the one to suggest postponing the wedding, as if protecting Alex Johnson from the slightest discomfort. After all, we had been together for 7 years. Even though it was over, I wanted to maintain some dignity. I took her hand and nodded. Normally, I would have raged, demanding to know if she really wanted to marry me. Sarah seemed confused by my change in demeanor. She probably attributed it to the shock I'd experienced. Tentatively, Sarah said, Ethan, the doctor said you need rest. Why don't we go back to the manor? I considered it and agreed. Metropolitan General Hospital was under Sarah's thumb. My location made little difference. She hugged me, her voice full of concern. Ethan, don't worry, I'll be with you. On the way, she presented me with a bouquet she'd had waiting in the car. A gift, she said, especially for me. Seeing the same bouquet Alex had carried earlier stabbed at my eyes. I took the flowers and placed them at my feet, feigning discomfort and closing my eyes. When I opened them again, Sarah was carefully draping a blanket over my numb legs, as if afraid to hurt me. I was momentarily disoriented. Sarah and the housekeeper transferred me to a wheelchair. This was my first time at Green Valley Estate. Sarah had always said it was too remote, that she didn't like it. Now it was perfect for keeping me prisoner. She awkwardly pushed me toward the back garden, nearly stumbling several times. I took her hand from the wheelchair and maneuvered it myself along the smooth path. She froze. It's all right, I said. I can manage. She was silent for a long moment. The wind picked up. I'll get you a blanket, she said. I smiled, my voice gentle. Don't run, you'll fall. Sarah's face instantly paled. I wheeled myself away. Passing the flower bed, I overheard the maids gossiping. Why did Ms. Thompson bring Ethan back? Isn't she afraid, Mr. Johnson will be furious if he finds out? I heard Ethan broke his leg. We're going to have a lot of trouble now. Poor Ethan. Ms. Thompson finally agreed to marry him, and then this happened. Quiet down, someone might hear. He can't even stand up. So what if he hears? Ms. Thompson's heart still belongs to Mr. Johnson. I passed by them without a change of expression, leaving them exchanging uneasy glances. As I reached the doorway, I heard Sarah Thompson's familiar voice. Make sure he takes the money and disappears. You know what will happen if Ethan sees him. Don't tell John. The doctor said he can't get upset. He wouldn't be able to handle it. After a pause, as if in response to something said on the other end, Sarah continued. Ethan won't find out. I won't let him find out. I'll marry him. After all, he's been with me for so long. All right then, that's settled. So, even that accident was just someone else taking revenge for Alex Johnson. I clenched my fists, suppressing the bitterness welling up inside me. I was merely an exception for Sarah Thompson, while Alex Johnson remained her unwavering preference. Sarah Thompson opened the door and, seeing me, a flicker of panic crossed her face. Ethan, what are you doing here? I pointed at the time on my phone. It's lunchtime. She visibly relaxed. Olivia Wu approached with a thermos. Ms. Thompson, Mr. Johnson's porridge is ready. I gave a wry smile, swallowing my resentment. Since you're busy, I won't trouble you. Go ahead. I'll wait for you here. I turned to leave. Sarah Thompson, thinking I was throwing another tantrum, hurried after me. Ethan, don't misunderstand. My parents insisted I check on Alex Johnson. They said he has no one to care for him. I stared at her, At her anxious attempts to explain, she had crippled me to prevent me from stopping her wedding to Alex Johnson, and now she put on this distressed act. For whom? Don't worry, I believe you. Go quickly, before the porridge gets cold. I'll wait for you to come back. Relieved, she took the thermos from Olivia Wu and headed toward the car. I wheeled myself to the dining table. The manor's staff looked at me with pity. I ate my meal in silence, then returned to my bedroom and stared at the dense documents sent by the elite tennis club manager, signing my name. When Sarah Thompson came back, she was holding my favorite chocolate cake. Everyone wanted to celebrate you getting out of the hospital, she said. I chuckled softly. Whatever Sarah decides is fine. On the day of the party, she saw me sitting by the veranda the moment she walked in. I was wearing the tuxedo we designed together. I saw a flicker of distraction in her eyes. She stared for a long moment, lost in thought. She hugged me, burying her face in my neck and inhaling deeply. The warm scent of her perfume, sandalwood and amber, filled the air. She looked up, her expression sharp with accusation. Why are you sitting in a draft again? You need to take better care of yourself. She took the blanket a servant offered and draped it over my lap. I stared at my empty hands, feeling a little lost. After a moment, I excused myself, saying I wasn't feeling well, and retreated to my room to rest. Through the crack in the door, I could hear the mocking laughter of Olivia Smith and her friends. I knew they'd always look down on me. I opened the door, and their voices died abruptly. I wheeled myself into a corner of the room. I watched Sarah Thompson and Alex Johnson gliding across the dance floor under the lights. That used to be my place beside her. People nearby started teasing. Look at Johnson, hasn't danced in ages and still hasn't missed a step. With him here, Sarah, who else could steal the show? Sarah Thompson laughed along. It's true. Alex always led the first dance at every ball. Alex Johnson's eyes flickered down to my legs, and he gave me a provocative smirk. I wanted to leap up and punch him right in the face, but I couldn't even stand. My eyes burned, and the resentment I'd held back for so long finally spilled over. Back in my room, I threw everything Sarah Thompson had ever given me into the trash can. I grabbed the wedding photo from a nightstand and hurled it to the floor. As the glass shattered, Alex Johnson suddenly appeared in front of me. He kicked my wheelchair over. Tilting his chin up, his eyes filled with malice. He sneered, "Ethan, how does it feel to be a cripple? Did you like the little gift I sent you? Years go by, and you're still just as useless. It would be so much better if you just knew your place and stayed away from Sarah." I struggled to pull myself up, but Johnson ground his foot onto my leg, right on the bone. Pain shot through me, cold sweat breaking out all over, but he just smiled. A slow, knowing smile. "Ethan, don't think breaking your legs means you can keep Sarah tied down. Want to guess who she'll believe?" The next second, Johnson threw himself onto the scattered shards of glass. Before I could even react, Sarah Thompson was rushing over, cradling him in her arms. Then a sharp slap struck my face. I tasted blood. Her eyes, fixed on me, blazed with fury. "Ethan, how could you be so cruel? Johnson was worried you were lonely. He came here out of kindness to get you. And this is how you repay him? What gives you the right to attack him?" Johnson's friend stepped forward too. "Ethan, we know you're upset about your legs, but you can't just attack people. Just apologize, and we can put this behind us." Johnson was comforting Sarah beside her. "It's all right, Sarah. I'm tough. Don't blame him. He didn't mean it. He just lost his legs." Huh. A cold, hopeless laugh escaped me. "Sarah Thompson, maybe other people don't know how I ended up like this, but you do, don't you? Or maybe you can explain why Alex Johnson's name was on the invitations for our wedding ceremony." The air froze. Panic flickered across Sarah Thompson's face. "Ethan, what are you trying to stir up now? You had an accident. What does that have to do with anyone else? Johnson is dying. Why can't you be more generous? All he wanted was a wedding ceremony with me. Didn't I promise I'd still marry you? Why can't you just be reasonable? You never used to be like this." Apologize to Johnson. Now, low murmurs spread through the onlookers. "He's already crippled and still causing trouble. Who does he think he is, Johnson?" "Exactly. How can he even compare to Johnson? If Johnson hadn't thought he was dying back then, he never would have stayed away all these years. Look at the state he's in now. Only someone as kind as Sarah would stick by him. Forget him. He brought this on himself. Let's get Johnson to Metropolitan General Hospital. He's bleeding." Sarah Thompson looked at Johnson, her face etched with worry, and left the manor surrounded by the supportive crowd. Shaking, I tried to push myself up. 7 years of love turned into a cruel joke in an instant. Why did I ever love someone like her? My phone buzzed with a new message. "Mr. Ethan, we have booked you a flight for 1 week from today. Someone will meet you upon arrival and take you directly to Metropolitan General Hospital for evaluation and treatment. Glancing one last time at the empty room, I left without a backward glance. That night, Sarah Thompson sent a message explaining. There's nothing going on between Alex Johnson and me, Ethan. Johnson is dying. We're all just seeing him through his final days. It's just an act. Don't overthink it. I lost control today when I hit you. I'll apologize when I get back, okay? I already chewed out everyone else for you. I won't let them bully you. Get some rest. Take care of yourself. Wait for me, okay? Be good. How ridiculous. Just when I started dreaming of a sweet future with her. I never expected that what I'd get instead was a chance for her to slowly tear my heart apart. Boundless anger nearly suffocated me. Sarah Thompson, you want to put on a show? Is that it? Fine. Then I'll play along. For the next few days, I didn't go back to the manor. Neither did Sarah Thompson. She was busy preparing for the wedding ceremony. She handled every detail personally, meticulously placing even a single bouquet in its designated spot. On the morning of the wedding ceremony, I called her. She was discussing details with her assistant and couldn't talk. Has everything been arranged according to my instructions? Ms. Thompson, are you really going to replace Ethan's name with Alex Johnson's? Isn't that a bit? Just do as I say. Station people at the entrance. I don't want any disruptions at the wedding ceremony today. I leaned against the car, taking deep breaths, but I still couldn't suppress the turmoil in my heart. It felt like shards of broken glass were lodged in my chest, each breath sending a stab of pain through my heart. The plane ticket clutched in my hand was already crumpled. Only after the assistant left did she finally remember me. Her voice was still so gentle. Ethan, sorry, things are just so hectic today. Don't worry, I'll come find you right after the ceremony. Don't be upset. We'll go get our marriage license when I get back. Sarah Thompson, happy wedding day. I hung up the phone, finished packing my bags, and turned off my phone. Without looking back, I boarded the plane. The wedding ceremony began. Sarah Thompson stared at the disconnected call on her phone, an inexplicable panic rising within her. She turned to her assistant and said, "Ask the butler what Ethan is doing. He must be heartbroken about me marrying Johnson. Make sure he doesn't do anything drastic." Halfway through the ceremony, the assistant rushed back, her face pale. "Ms. Thompson, mister. Ethan hasn't been back to Green Valley Estate at all these past few days. I checked. He booked the earliest flight under his name. He's left the country. Ethan, you're badly hurt, but don't worry. I'll make sure you're healed," Jessica Miller said, her expression serious. I looked at her, a faint smile playing on my lips. "Thank you," I said. "Ethan," Jessica Miller continued, "I'm going to give you the anesthetic now. Don't worry. Just get some rest. Everything will be better when you wake up." My vision blurred, and then I lost consciousness completely. The next time I woke up, I was in a room at Metropolitan General Hospital. Jessica Miller was smiling. "Congratulations," she said. "The surgery was a success. You'll be up and running again soon." While I was recovering in the hospital, my phone blew up with messages from people asking where I'd gone. Olivia Smith. "Ethan, are you okay? Where are you? Sarah Thompson is frantic looking for you." I didn't reply. You won't believe it, but Sarah Thompson and Alex Johnson's wedding didn't even happen. When Sarah found out you were missing, she tried to leave Alex right then and there to find you. But he stopped her. Then Alex got so worked up he fainted. Coincidentally, there was a medical lecture happening next door that day, and it came out that he'd actually recovered long ago. He'd been faking it. Sarah Thompson is losing her mind. She wasn't eating or drinking, just insisting she had to find you. The Thompson family had to forcibly take her back to the family estate. Now that Alex Johnson's fake illness has been exposed, he's dropped the act and is openly pursuing Sarah Thompson again. If you don't come back soon, she might actually end up marrying him. I felt detached. I replied coolly, "It has nothing to do with me." After my legs healed, I threw myself completely into training at the elite tennis club. In my second year in England, I achieved some decent results in various competitions. After one match, my coach came over and said someone wanted to see me. I grabbed the towel around my neck, wiped my face, and asked where. The coach pointed towards the court. I saw Sarah Thompson. She rushed towards me, practically throwing herself at me. "Ethan, I've been looking for you for so long. Why have you been avoiding me?" "I'm not with Johnson anymore," she blurted out. "He lied to me. We never had a wedding ceremony." I stopped her, my eyes cold, like looking at a stranger. "It doesn't matter anymore." She choked back sobs, unable to speak. "Ethan, you can't do this to me. You weren't like this before. Please, just let me explain, okay?" I calmly faced her. "Sarah Thompson, everyone has to pay the price for their actions. Nothing can erase the past hurt just because you say sorry. You can apologize, but I won't forgive you." She grabbed the corner of my shirt, her eyes red-rimmed. "Is there really no chance for us at all?" I pulled my shirt free from her grasp. and looked at her silently. 2 years ago, I knew exactly what was going on. She choked out, "Ethan, everyone makes mistakes. I know I was wrong. Don't I even deserve a chance to make it right?" I sighed. "Sarah Thompson, 2 years ago, I heard everything you and Jessica Miller said. I know you took away my right to be a father. I know you deliberately stopped the doctors from operating on me. And I know you were afraid I'd crash your wedding ceremony with Alex Johnson." She sank to the ground in anguish. "I regret it, Ethan. I regretted it a long time ago. Why can't you just give me a chance? We loved each other for 7 years, not 7 days. I looked at her and smiled. "Sarah Thompson, how did the ring we designed together look at the wedding ceremony?" Her face instantly paled. "We're really over, aren't we?" I didn't say anything. Turning away was my answer. The first time I saw her again, my heart still skipped a beat. But what's lost is lost. Sarah Thompson didn't leave. She moved into the downtown loft across from mine. She started showing up at the elite tennis club every day. The second I stepped off the court, she'd walk over, towel in hand, with this hopeful look on her face. I never took it, never said a word to her. She'd just stare at me, her eyes always red-rimmed, silent, like she was afraid I'd tell her to leave. My teammates would ask why I wasn't interested in such a pretty girl, but I'd just shrug it off. This standoff went on for about half a year. Then one day, she just vanished from my life, only to reappear sometime later. Sometimes, when I got fed up, I'd avoid her. I'd see her standing there, looking lost. England isn't exactly the safest place, and I'd see her wandering around the downtown loft late at night, completely oblivious to the danger. I sighed, resigned myself to it, and brought her inside. Her eyes immediately welled up. "Ethan," she choked out, "I just wanted to see you. Please don't make me leave, okay?" I figured I must have done something terrible in a past life to keep getting drawn back to her again and again. "I won't send you away anymore," I said. "I give in." She stared at me, stunned, tears still brimming in her eyes, like she couldn't quite believe it. Then she threw herself at me, her voice thick with emotion. "Ethan, you forgive me?" I steadied her and mumbled an assent. "You're the fate I can't seem to escape." End of main story, Sarah Thompson's side story. The moment I saw Alex Johnson, my first thought was Ethan would definitely look better in that. I don't know how many times I've checked my phone, but there hasn't been a single message from Ethan. I felt irritated and uneasy. I had my assistant ask the butler what Ethan was doing. Could he be hiding in a corner, crying? Might he do something rash? I never intended for him to be unable to stand for the rest of his life. After the wedding ceremony, I planned to take him back to Metropolitan General Hospital for treatment. He's so clingy and loves to cause a fuss. Being stuck in a wheelchair forever would be unbearably painful for him. But Alex Johnson didn't have much time left. The day he returned, he showed me his cancer diagnosis. He said, "Sarah, I'm dying. I know you're getting married, but I can't accept it. I was the one who met you first." It turned out he'd been diagnosed a long time ago, but broke up with me abruptly and went abroad because he was afraid of hurting me. But I had Ethan now. We were getting married. He begged me in front of everyone to marry him. He was dying. Ethan, in the face of death, everything else seems so insignificant. During this time, memories of things I did with Ethan kept flashing through my mind. My heart told me I wanted to marry him. I wanted to see him there through every stage of my life. And even more, I wanted to have a baby who looked just like him. In our home together. Just before the wedding ceremony, I dialed his number, but his phone was turned off. A wave of unease washed over me, and I asked my assistant to find out where he was. Everything seemed to be proceeding exactly as I planned, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. What was it? It was Ethan. I had this awful feeling something bad was about to happen. When the officiant told us to exchange rings, Alex Johnson pulled out the ring Ethan and I had designed together. I quietly asked Alex Johnson where he got the ring. He looked at me pleadingly. "I took it from your room." I quickly hid the ring. Ethan and I had designed it together. If he found out, he'd surely make a scene. Alex Johnson looked at me, disappointed, then finally took the original plain bands out of his pocket. The officiant prompted us to put the rings on each other's fingers. Just then, Olivia Smith rushed back in. "Ethan's gone," she said. I nearly lost my balance. "I have to find him." But suddenly, Alex Johnson collapsed. Thankfully, a doctor was right there. He had lied to me. He wasn't sick, it was all an act. The Johnson family was going bankrupt, so he had deliberately gotten close to me, even faking his medical records. He also added, "Ethan knew all along this wedding was ours. Even what happened at the banquet. That was intentional too." I went crazy, grabbing anything within reach and throwing it at him. Suddenly, memories of my time with Ethan flooded back. He'd given me so many chances. Even that last phone call. He was giving me a chance then, too. And what had I done? Sarah Thompson, You are such an idiot. I acquired the Johnson family. Olivia Smith said, I brought this on myself. I think she was right. I did so many things wrong. I even slapped Ethan in front of everyone. He was such a proud person, and look what I tormented him into. I searched every city we'd ever been to, but couldn't find a trace of him. He deliberately erased his tracks, buying multiple plane tickets to different places. I went to every city he bought a ticket for, but he wasn't there. My parents sent people to drag me back home. They asked if I was planning on abandoning the Thompson family. I was depressed for a long time. I dealt with everyone who had been involved. My parents kept pushing me to get married. I told them I'd found Ethan and was going to see him. They asked if I was sure. I smiled and said, he's the only one I want to marry. My father took the reins back from me again. He gave me 1 year, saying if I couldn't sort things out, I had to come back for blind dates. He was still angry with me. He wouldn't acknowledge me or speak to me. And when he did, his words were full of barbs. I chased after him for a long time and finally made some progress. But then my father got sick. I had to fly back home. Thankfully, my father recovered. I immediately flew back to his side. I left in such a hurry, I didn't even have time to tell him. He still hadn't forgiven me. I didn't even have his contact information. Seeing him at all depended entirely on my thick skin. I was back. The lights in his place were always on. I often hung around his downtown loft. Even just a fleeting glimpse of his back was enough for me. He stormed over, looking fierce, and asked if I had a death wish. I shook my head violently. I hadn't married him yet. How could I have had enough of living? He took me back to his place. I asked him if he had forgiven me. He was silent for a long time. I thought, maybe he really would never forgive me. My nose tingled, and I felt like crying again. Then, I heard him say, I'm not chasing you away anymore. I give up. Referring back to the deadline my father set, he asked me, what if I don't forgive you within this year? I said, there's no what if. If 1 year isn't enough, then 2. Unless you marry someone else. He covered my lips with his. Say something I want to hear. On the day of the wedding ceremony, everyone came. This time, finally, it was a perfect ending.